The world is a magnificent place filled with the most beautiful sights. But no matter how many of these beautiful sights you've seen, there's always more to discover. Deciding on what or where to visit can be challenging, with so much on offer. But in this video, we've done the heavy lifting for you and show you our list of top 10 best world-famous landmarks you can visit on your next trip. Before we get started, if you're looking for more videos on all things travel, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below and turn notifications on. Now let's get straight into the video. 10. Golden Gate Bridge, San Francisco. Dubbed the Golden Gate Bridge because of its location in San Francisco, California, the Golden State, upon its finish in 1937, this suspension bridge was the tallest and the longest suspension bridge in the world. Spanning about 1.7 miles, the bridge separates San Francisco Bay and the Pacific Ocean. The Golden Gate Bridge cost about $35 million way back in 1937, which is equivalent to approximately $530 million today. It is to this day one of the most internationally recognizable symbols of San Francisco and the United States altogether. Laying the groundwork for suspension bridges all over the world, the structure has come to stand as a symbol of power and progress for the United States. When visiting, you can enjoy a long drive down the Golden Gate Bridge with your friends, family, and loved ones while taking in the fantastic ocean view. 9. The Great Wall of China. The Great Wall of China, running for over 13,000 miles, was built over 2 millennia. Yes, you heard that right, over 2,000 years. The wall is a great piece of Chinese history and was initially built as a means of defense against various nomadic groups. Several of the walls were first built as early as the 7th century BC, before they were later joined together by the first emperor of China, Qin Shi Huang. Aside from its function as a defense mechanism, the Great Wall of China has served as some form of border control, regulating trade, allowing the imposition of duties, and also controlling immigration and emigration. While some portions of the wall have been preserved and repaired, a good amount of it lies in a state of disrepair. However, the Zhuangguan area of the Great Wall is considered to be one of the best preserved and best parts of the wall to visit, and is a great spot for families or groups of friends looking for some adventure. 8. Giant's Causeway, Port Rush. About 3 miles northeast of Bushmills in County Antrim, Northern Ireland, lies the Giant's Causeway. This site, often referred to by the Northern Irish as the eighth wonder of the world, contains about 40,000 interlocking columns of basalt stone pillars, resembling steps going into the sea. Believed to have formed about 60 million years ago as a result of a volcanic fissure eruption, which had lava flowing towards the coast and then cooling off when reaching the sea, this simply stunning site is a major tourist attraction in Northern Ireland. In 2019 alone, it is believed to have had almost 1 million visitors. There's no admission fee to visit the Giant's Causeway, and it's easily visited by railway from Belfast to Port Rush. 7. Mount Rushmore, South Dakota. Mount Rushmore is located in the Black Hills of South Dakota in America. The site consists of the majestic sculptures of the faces of 4 past presidents of the United States of America, carved into the rock. The faces were carved into the granite rock face over 15 years from 1927 to 1947. The presidents depicted are Abraham Lincoln, George Washington, Theodore Roosevelt, and Thomas Jefferson. These 4 presidents were selected as they were considered to represent the most important events in the country's history up to that point. Mount Rushmore receives over 2 million tourists per year, making it one of the most popular spots in the United States. The summer months are the busiest time of the year, and the site is closed completely once a year on the 25th of December. 6. Sydney Opera House. Opened in 1973, the magnificent architectural structure that is the Sydney Opera House is a center for the performing arts in Sydney Harbour in Australia. Built with arched white roofs in the shape of sails, this architectural masterpiece typically hosts more than 30 shows weekly and over 2,000 events per year. The Opera House is also a huge tourist attraction in Australia and plays host to over 10 million visitors annually. Sydney Opera House was added to the UNESCO's World Heritage List in 2007, and the building actually has a cooling system that uses seawater directly from Sydney Harbour. As well as offering a venue for various performing arts throughout the year, There are also a number of tours and experiences that can be booked in advance when visiting the Opera House. 5. Burj Khalifa, Dubai. Located in downtown Dubai, Burj Khalifa or Khalifa Tower is the tallest building in the world. The skyscraper stands around 830 meters tall, with over 160 stories, and is one of the most popular tourist attractions in Dubai. The skyscraper is estimated to have cost around $1.5 billion to construct and houses a mixture of restaurants, offices, hotel rooms, and private residences. It is also home to the world's highest mosque. Given the height of the building, the skyscraper has even seen world records set for base jumping from its peak. This tower is one of the most popular attractions in Dubai, not only because of its grandeur and accolades, but also because of its environment. Located in downtown Dubai, it's surrounded by other stunning structures and buildings. These other attractions, coupled with the allure of the spectacular nature of the Burj Khalifa, make it a simply must-see landmark for travel lovers. 4. St. Peter's Basilica, Vatican City. Located in Vatican City, St. Peter's Basilica is one of the largest buildings in the world and covers an area of roughly 23,000 meters. St. Peter's Basilica is the largest of the papal basilicas. Built in the Renaissance style, the current St. Peter's Basilica is a church built to replace the old St. Peter's Basilica, which was built by Constantine the Great, the fourth Roman emperor. The basilica is very famous for its liturgical functions and pilgrimage. The church is regularly visited by the Pope, who presides over a number of services every year which draw large crowds. St. Peter's sees about 40,000 to 50,000 people daily come through the site, recording a total of about 10 million visitors yearly. Entering the basilica is free and open to all. Given its proximity to other landmarks in and around both Vatican City and Rome, a trip to the basilica can be included as part of a larger trip to the area. 3. Leaning Tower of Pisa. Literally leaning in Pisa, Italy, the 183-foot structure is the bell tower of the Pisa Cathedral. It is one of 3 buildings that make up Pisa Cathedral Square. Contrary to man-made attempts to create structures that would upend the tower's lean, the Leaning Tower of Pisa got its 3.9-degree lean due to soft ground, which couldn't initially support the weight of the building. Whether to take a quick photo with family and friends or climb the building itself, the Leaning Tower of Pisa accounts for over 5 million tourists every year. It should be noted, however, that at a single time, not more than 45 people are allowed into the tower, which can lead to significant queues. Additionally, it's worth noting that children below the age of 8 aren't allowed in, while children between the ages of 8 to 10 require adult supervision. Tickets for the tower can be purchased in advance and provide an opportunity to beat the queues. Let me let you in on a little secret. The view after those 300 steps is absolutely magnificent. 2. Empire State Building, New York. At our number 2 spot, the Empire State Building is a 102-story skyscraper, standing at 443 meters, and is located in Midtown Manhattan, New York. It was the world's tallest building between 1931 and 1970 before being overtaken by the World Trade Center. The building's brilliant Art Deco architecture, observation decks, and height have made it an extremely popular spot for tourists. The building has been featured in over 90 movies, the famous of which probably being the 1933 film King Kong, which featured a giant ape climbing atop the building while being attacked by planes. To visit the building's main deck requires tickets which must be purchased in advance. If you'd like to skip the lines, there is an option to buy an express ticket for a slightly higher price. In addition to the observation decks, there are also a number of exhibits, restaurants, and shops to take in when visiting the magnificent landmark. 1. Big Ben, London. This breathtaking clock tower is located at the north end of the Palace of Westminster in London, England. Originally built in 1858, the 4-faced clock sits atop a Gothic-style tower standing over 300 feet tall. One of the biggest landmarks of British culture, Big Ben is more formally known as Elizabeth Tower, and is one of the most visited landmarks in London. This iconic wonder has a rich history, features a superb architectural design, and the clock itself remains accurate to this day. In fact, people still use the Big Ben clock to sync their watches. Big Ben has hardly ever stopped. Despite a bomb destroying part of the House of Commons in World War II, the clock tower survived and continues to ring out the turn of the hours. Big Ben hosts over 3 million tourists annually and is famously known for stealing cameos in many British movies alongside the Houses of Parliament. With so many tourist sites on offer, taking in this landmark as part of a larger sightseeing of London is highly recommended. Check out this playlist to see more of our top 10 travel picks. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.